Good morning, everyone. Happy Random Wednesday. My name is Katie, and I'm a fourth year first grade teacher, and I thought I'd take you guys along for a day in my life today. I am currently sitting in the Dunkin' drive-thru because it's Wednesday, and I was like, why not? A coffee sounds great. It's going to be a chill day, so no stress. Just thought I'd give myself a little pick-me-up treat to make it to Thanksgiving break. If you've been following me on YouTube for a while, you have gotten a front row seat of my love for coffee as it's developed, because a couple years ago I did not want anything to do with coffee. I didn't like the taste of coffee, nothing. But last year I had a teacher friend who brought me some Dunkin' when we were working on some virtual work. She was running late and she felt bad, so she brought me Dunkin', and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. And since then, I have developed a taste for it quite nicely. I love iced coffee. It is like 30 something degrees outside and I'm still getting iced coffee because that's what I like. I like hot coffee too, but I like the iced coffee. I can drink it right away, and hot coffee is always like too hot for me to drink right when I get it. So, pulling forward. So Dunkin' has been like a little treat myself throughout the last school year. Literally, it's been an entire year. And I just happen to vlog on the days that I come get it, but I promise I don't go get it every morning. I usually get it maybe once a week, and that's it. Thank you. You too. All right, I made it into my classroom. Now back to what I was saying about the coffee. Today's coffee is actually extra special because it's from a friend back home where I used to live. Shelby watches all of my vlogs and she noticed that I was just having kind of a rough time adjusting and just having a difficult school year this year. So she sent me a Dunkin' gift card and that was very sweet and very thoughtful. And she just sent me a text letting me know that she was praying for me and thinking about me and that I was not alone. So thank you so much, Shelby, for reaching out. And then this just shows everybody, like if you're having a rough patch this year or you're not enjoying teaching as much as you used to, just know that you're not alone. Everybody has a rough patch at some point, and if yours is right now, I'm right there with you. We will make it through, and just try to find joy in the little things, and remember that the enemy wants you to feel like you're alone, but God has placed so many wonderful friends and family members in my life that are just surrounding me with prayer and with love and with iced coffee and just reminding me that like I am gonna get through this and it will be okay. Let me walk you through our morning before I get a couple things set up in my classroom. When the bell rings, I will go pick my kiddos up from probably the library because it's cold outside, so it'll probably be an inside day for morning duty. So I'll pick them up from the library and we'll come back in and we'll start our math journal. Here's our math journal question. I have not cut it out yet, but I will do that soon. Sam sees 4 red roses. Kim sees 5 pink roses. Tom sees 5 white roses. How many roses are there? And I type these up every week and make sure I put our phonics skill. So we're working on long O with a magic E this week. That's why the word roses is in it a lot. So it always has the phonics skill we're working on. And then we're working on adding 3 add-ins in math. We did that last week. And so it's just kind of a review story problem for that. And then for my friends who are still working on counting and one-to-one correspondence, I have this lovely paper, how many fingers they count it, and then they circle the answer, and then they can color when they are finished. After we do our math journal, we always do our Brain Smart Start in the morning. We'll do a Go Noodle video of some kind, and then we go over our classroom commitments. So you've got 5 of those. I will use my watching eyes, listening ears, kind words. I will stay in my space, and I will keep it safe. And we go over those every single morning. Then we will do our calendar time. We'll update our wish well to show who's in our classroom today and who is missing. And then it will be time to start rotations. There is one extra thing I will have to go over this morning in our morning meeting, and that is the bathroom policy. If you followed along with my weekly vlogs, you probably recognize Betty the bathroom bear. She is our bathroom pass. She sits back on the bathroom door, and when the kids need to use the restroom, they put her on their desk, and then when they're finished, they wash their hands and put her back. So it reminds them to wash their hands, and I do sanitize her often. But she's back here with me today because somebody yesterday decided to take a purple crayon into the bathroom and scribble all over the toilet seat. Like, what? What? So today the bathroom is going to be closed in our classroom. So that's going to be a little different today. I took her off her post. She is going to be sitting with me up at the counter. I flipped our bathroom sign to not now. And instead of being able to use our bathroom in the classroom, we're going to be taking group breaks today. So I will have to address that today at our morning meeting and just let them know, like, hey, somebody colored all over the bathroom, and using a bathroom in our classroom is a privilege, and we have really kind custodial staff that comes and cleans the bathroom, and that's not taking care of our things, and they're gonna have to clean that purple mess off the bathroom. So today we're just gonna take group breaks, and I'm actually excited for this because at my old school we did group breaks and we didn't have a bathroom in our classroom, and I liked it way better. It's just so much to manage. But this will also be so much to manage because we're going to have to schedule in some bathroom break times. But we're just going to have a class meeting this morning and talk about why it's not okay to color on the bathroom and how that's not taking care of our classroom and taking care of our things, and how we're going to do group breaks and have to be supervised today, and hopefully tomorrow or the next day the bathroom will open back up. So that's a fun time, just a little glimpse into first grade for you there. Then after that, we're going to start our small group rotations, and we are working on our long O and long U sounds here at the small group table. Here's 2 activities that we're going to be doing. First, we have our phonemic awareness warm-up. I made these cards that have short U, long U, nothing special, an arrow for up, and then a cube for cube. And I gave these to them yesterday, and they loved them. They put them in front of them, and then I say a word, like I say the word cup, and I give them a sparkly pom-pom, which they were so excited for, and they have to decide, do I hear short U or long U, and they put it on the correct side to mark their answer. I have one for U, and then I also have one for short O and long O. So that's just a quick phonemic awareness. Can we hear the difference between the short O, long O, short U, and long U? And let me tell you, these pom-poms were like instant engagement yesterday. They were so excited to use the sparkly pom-poms. Yesterday we used our letter trays to spell letters with the magic E, long O, long U. So we got a lot of good practice spelling yesterday. So today, instead of starting out with those, we're going to use a roll and read. And they love to use the expo markers. We roll it, we read the word oak, poke, and then we cross it off, and we do a couple of them together, and then I kind of release them to do some on their own, and they love to do these independently. And then if we have time at the end, we may pull the letter boards back out. Here's what my wonderful small group area looks like, where I store all of those things, the boards, the cards, the roll and read, the dice, the pom-poms, decodables. I've got sight word flashcards up here. Like, it is jam-packed full of all of the things we do in small group. That will take us straight up into my planning time. I have a meeting during planning, and my kids are going to PE for their specials this morning, so that'll be pretty easy. And then after specials, we have our media center visit. So we're going to read a story and do an activity with the librarian and our school counselor in the media center today. So it's a little bit low key, and then after that, I will take them to lunch. That takes us all the way through our morning block and everything we're going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and get these math journal questions cut out and ready to go, and then I will check in with you guys around lunchtime. Here is my update on our classroom turkey. I shared about this in my last vlog, but I gave each student an empty feather to decorate for our class turkey, and look at how cute they turned out. We've got lots of glitter and stickers and feathers, and they love seeing it over here on the wall. And so any student who hasn't brought in their feathers yet, they were looking at everybody's yesterday, and so hopefully that will encourage the rest of the class to bring theirs in, and we can complete our turkey. One more update, and then I will let you guys go till lunch. I shared in a previous vlog that I started a management system that's called the Oh Yeah, Oh Oops game. What we do is we work as a class team, and when all of our classmates and class members are making good choices, we get a point for Oh Yeah. And if we're not, and we kind of have a rough transition or we're not making good choices, I put a tally on Oh Oops, and we all pause and reflect on what we need to be doing better. At the end of the day, if there's more Oh Yeah points than there are Oh Oops points, we get a button in our button jar, and they can also earn bonus buttons by getting compliments from teachers in the hallway or any guest teacher that comes into our class. So on Monday, we finally filled our button jar all the way up for the first time. We got a compliment in the hallway, and we only needed one button, and some of them were so excited. They were like, oh, we just got a compliment, and so they knew we were going to fill the button jar. So I wanted to show you the surprise that we got for filling our jar all the way full. An awesome small business on Instagram called Well Named Class Gifts, I'll tag their Instagram handle below, reached out to me and made a set of personalized keychains for my class. So I'll show you this one right here. So cool. They're acrylic keychains. They had the kids' names on them, and then they also had like our school mascot as a charm. And I thought they were so cute, and they sent a whole class set of them, and I had been saving them and waiting for them to fill their button jar. So yesterday they finally got their class reward, and they were all so excited, and I helped them put them on their backpacks, and they were just very proud to have a keychain with their name on it. Seriously though, like how cute. They even sent this little card. Here's their information, well-named class gifts, and then they sent some extra charms, some pink hawks, and then they also sent this, and I think this would be a great idea if this works for your classroom management, to use these charms as rewards. So they gave ideas for a student who showed kindness, someone who made a breakthrough, and somebody who's been a superstar. And I also know that they have some charms for like math fact mastery and all kinds of things. They can make so many different types of charms. So definitely go check their Instagram out. And if you want to get these as a gift for your class, if you're looking for Christmas, I know their deadline is November 28th, so it might be too late when you're watching this, but these would be great as gifts for any time, like when the students meet a reward or getting a surprise, or Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day. Just any time of the year, these would be perfect gifts for students. right, y'all, we just got back from library. I took the kids to lunch. We're running a little bit behind because we did a fun activity with our guidance counselor where we did the chrysanthemum story, and they had the hearts, and it's be careful when you speak, think and be smart. It's hard to fix a wrinkled heart. And they really loved that, listening to the story, and we had read it at the beginning of the year, so they really liked coming back to revisit it. So that was fun. But then we were late for lunch, so I just dropped them off, and I'm going to eat my lunch quickly and get stuff set up for intervention afterwards. So I'll pick you guys back up at the end of the day and show you what we're working on for intervention, some of the activities, because I just don't have time right now. I'm going to be eating my lunch during my lunch, and then I'll just show you and update you on the afternoon this afternoon. Lunch today consists of turkey slices from Publix, a delicious Gala apple, some carrots, and I also have some hummus. It's not the most creative. This is kind of what I took last year. I did do a video with a lot of lunch ideas. I'll link that in the cards above. So if you want some more creative lunch ideas that I brought this year, you can see those. But I'm just keeping it simple this week. And then I also brought some white cheddar Cheez-Its. If you know, you know. They're delicious. Okay, we made it to the end of our day. Only 2 more days until Thanksgiving break. I'm so excited. Let me give you like a walk down of our afternoon. So after lunch, we took a bathroom break, and that took away some of our recess time. So I really hope that kind of like drilled the point home, like we need to take care of our bathroom because we had to go and we had to miss some playtime because we had to take a group restroom break. So we did that. And then we came back and we had our intervention block, and that's when all of our kids go to different rooms. I have the tier 2 kiddos, and here's what we worked on. We started this week working on the short A sound. So on Monday, I introduced the letter A. We talked about how vowels are when the sound goes from your lungs and your diaphragm and it goes straight out of your mouth without having anything stop it. So I had them hold the ah sound so they could feel the sound coming out of their mouth. And then we talked about how with consonant sounds, when you say the sound like your lips are blocking the sound, or t, you're using your teeth and your tongue to stop the sound, but with the ah, there's nothing there to stop it. So I was really like focusing on what is a vowel and why are they called vowels. Then we talked about the symbols, A, E, I, O, and U, and I told them we were going to focus on A. Now keep in mind that we've already done this in 1st grade and they learned it in kindergarten. This is intervention, so it's really like honing in specifically on short A and getting more targeted instruction so they can become more fluent. After we did the little intro on Monday, we looked at pictures of things that had the beginning ah sound, and we stretched it like alligator, axe, actor. We practiced stretching out the ah sound, and we listened to words to see if we could hear the ah sound. So today we were ready to read some words. So I started on my whiteboard and I wrote some CVC words like app, nap, and we practiced blending them. And then we used these fun little CVC puzzle builders to practice building and reading words. So I'll show you what those look like. Here is what the short A puzzles look like. So I gave every student a bag and I printed a set on lots of different colors. That way they wouldn't get confused at the table. So everybody had their own colored pieces. And then they don't get mixed up too. And we just kind of spread them out. And we looked at the pictures to see if we could make a word with short A on our paper, and they got really excited looking at all the pictures, of course. So for example, they were like, oh, okay, nice, got an email. They were like, oh, okay, here's a jar right here, and then let's see if I can find the last one. And once they made the puzzle, I had them read the word jam, and then they wrote it on the blank. So there's a lot of different ones. All of these are in the am word family because they were like word family sorts. Another email. But it worked really well because then they were really good at reading it, and I think word families are really great when you're doing targeted intervention with those short vowel skills. So this was really fun, and I will link the product that I got it from below so you can get them if you'd like. They have them for all short vowels, so I've already printed off short A, E, and I to use for intervention. They really enjoyed using the puzzles, and they did a really good job reading the words. So we'll probably do those again tomorrow because we didn't get a chance to finish all of them. And then I'm going to transition that activity to be one of the independent centers that they work on during intervention time because they really loved it. That's just the first activity we did to reinforce the short A. So I kind of introduced it. We did the puzzle activity, and that's actually a freebie. I'll link below where I got it so you can go get the puzzle activity if you would like. And then we kind of have the poppets so we can practice segmenting, blending, and dictating words. We can use the letter trays that are over here to write some words. So I've got all of those ideas in my pockets. And then we use Lexia Core as our computer program for reading. And they have these wonderful decodable books. So I went ahead and printed out some and made a copy. So we'll finish up, and this will probably be the week we come back from Christmas because we're not going to get to this week. But like to culminate our activities on short A, we're going to practice this decodable. It has all the text and words inside. And so I think they're going to be excited to have like a book in color with short A. And it's kind of like meaningful text. I like it because it's decodable, but it's not going to be boring for them. And these are tier 2. So I feel like they're going to be ready for decodable text once we've really repeated that short A practice. After intervention time, we had snack, and then we did math. We're working on subtraction in math, and they've done really good with subtracting. I'm not a big fan of this first subtraction chapter because we've already jumped into like missing parts. Like today we did Jeff has 5 red apples, 3 are red, how many are yellow? And I was like, we just started subtraction 2 days ago, so I still have some who can't even do 5 minus 3 if you just gave them that subtraction problem. And now you throw it into that complicated story problem, and it was like, so we did very step-by-step and guided, which is not the way I prefer. I like to like give them math games and let them be a little more independent in discovering strategies for subtraction, and then introduce like the missing part questions way later on, not the 3rd day we've done subtracting, but it is what it is. So we just are keeping that part very guided right now until some of my friends like it clicks and they're like, oh, I understand how we're using subtraction for that. So we'll get there. We did have some really great questions yesterday when we introduced subtraction though, because when we did adding, we talked about how you can take the add-ins and change their places and still get the same answer. So we did some subtraction examples, and I had a student ask, what happens if we switch the numbers? And I was like, great question, and I'm glad they asked it instead of me just like telling them. So we did the equation, and then I flipped the numbers and we drew the picture, and we were like, what happened? Like, can you have 2 cookies and give somebody 6? They're like, no, you can't give them 6. I was like, that's right, we run out. So that's not really gonna work for these story problems. Granted, it does work like later on when they get into negative numbers. So I didn't tell them it was like impossible, but I did frame it in like a story problem kind of way because there's no such thing as negative cookies. So if it's a story problem, that's not gonna work. So we talked about how with adding, you can flip the add-ins, but with subtracting, you have to make sure that you put the numbers in the correct order that matches the story problem. Then we finished up with computer lab time, and we watched a video about bullying from our guidance counselor because this week is anti-bullying week. We packed up and we went out the door. So to finish up for the day, I have an observation scheduled for the Monday we come back from Thanksgiving. Yes, that sounds crazy, but I had the choice between Monday and Wednesday when we came back, and I chose Monday because I can be fresh, my kids will be fresh, or maybe they'll be tired, and I can just get it out of the way. So tomorrow I have like my pre-observation meeting with my principal. So I'm working on the pre-observation form and scheduling out my lesson in the planning sheet that she gave me so we can discuss that tomorrow during planning. And then I will be ready to head home. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on that. Here's kind of what I have planned for my observation on that Monday when I come back, in case you're wondering what like a whole group lesson might look like. I have my Google Slides split up by cycle that we use on our pacing guide, and then by day. I start with phonemic awareness warm-up. These are the slides that I always use to introduce rhyming, and we bounce the sounds. So we'll say k, at, and talk about how at is at the end, then we'll bounce b, at, and I always use hand signs. So we'll go k, at, b, at, to get those hands moving. And then we'll talk about how they end the same. Then the next one is cat and cup. So we'll do the same. K, at, k, up. Did that up sound the same as the at? And they'll say, no, they don't match. So we'll do that. And then we're a little bit more advanced than just saying like, yes, it rhymes or no, it doesn't, because we've been doing this for a while. So our warm up is we're going to say these 3 words, nice, page, mice, and we're going to figure out which ones rhyme. We'll probably bounce them. Ice, age, ice. Then I have a fun ball that I use to throw to students to give the answer, kind of engage them in that phonemic awareness warm-up and makes them want to answer it. And they'll have to say that nice and mice rhyme. I always put the first example like on the slide. For some of them it helps with the visual, but then the rest of them are down here hidden in like the notes, and I will stand with my body covering them so they can't see it because it is supposed to be phonemic awareness. So here are the rest of the examples like cane, page, cage. Ledge, wedge, pass, which 2 rhyme. After we do that, we're going to introduce soft C and soft G. I have a wonderful anchor chart. I'll see if I can pop a picture of that up on the screen that I made last year for soft C and soft G. So we're going to learn the rule using the anchor chart. And then I found this chant online, soft C, soft G, give it a try. C, E, C, I, and C, Y. G, E, G, I, and G, Y. So we'll practice that little chant. And then I have some videos that I use. The Electric Company videos on YouTube are amazing. So here's like a soft C one, and then soft G. I love this video. When you see a G in a word before E, I, or Y, makes it sound like a J. That's a soft G. And I'll be singing that all week, the week after Thanksgiving, I guarantee. Then we've got practice with it, so I'll say the word cereal. We have to decide and drag the correct letter into the box. Is it making the soft C or the hard sound? Wag. We've got 3 slides of examples like this. Cider, germ, cap, log. And then we'll practice with some words and we'll decode them together. They do have picture support since it's the first day that we're decoding them. After that, we're going to be reviewing sight words. So here's our Unit 2, Week 1 sight words that we will be reviewing. So I put them all on the slide so we can go back over them, and then I'm going to let the students write on a piece of paper, and they'll get to pick a sight word to use in a sentence. And my friends who are a little bit slower at writing might only write one, but I'm going to challenge them to see how many of these they can use in a sentence. Then we've got our review video, and then our review text. We've already read Good Job, Ben, so I'm going to let them partner read it and go over the partner reading expectations, and we're going to practice identifying the characters and the setting in the story. So that's kind of like our whole group presentation in a nutshell. So what I'm working on is putting it into a chart, so when I go to my pre-observation meeting tomorrow, I can show each element of my whole group lesson, what we're doing, how I'm formatively assessing, the resources that I need, and then we also have some indicators on a teaching rubric, and I will be going to put like what indicator my principal can look for. Like if it's phonemic awareness, I want her to look for the indicator of student engagement and kind of rate me on how I'm doing there. So I'm going to go put those indicators in here. But that's kind of like what my whole group lessons typically look like, just in case that helps you out. All right, quick Dollar Tree haul. I went in to get classroom elves. If you follow me on my Instagram, you've seen these like thousands of times. Here's what they look like when I do them for Christmas gifts. I actually picked up some for my mom because she teaches in a different state and their Dollar Trees are out of stock or don't have them in stock, and we have tons here. So go get some. I'm excited. They have white ones, they have African American ones, and then I noticed today they even had some with like darker tan skin. So go get these for your class, $1. Perfect Christmas gifts. And then I got some scrunchies just for fun because I was like, I like scrunchies, and this has 3 on it and it was just $1, so that was just something fun for myself. Forgot to close out the vlog, so I made it home, got the elves, got all the Dollar Tree things. Now I'm just at home chilling. David and I are about to go get dinner, make it just kind of a chill night. But thank you guys so much for joining me for a day in my teacher life. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe so you can see more content from my channel. I'd love to have you guys following along, and I will see y'all in the next one.